everyone, this recipe for seafood lasagna is a tried and true family favorite, and I've made this many times. Starting off with a large skillet over medium heat, you're going to melt 3 tablespoons of butter. I use salted butter, but you can also use unsalted. Add to that 1 small onion that's been chopped and cook it over medium heat until the onion is soft, about 5 minutes. Then add 2 cloves of garlic that have been minced and cook that for an additional minute or so. Now add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, sprinkle it in the pan, and then just stir it around until the flour is combined and you get kind of like a pasty mixture. Now add 2½ cups of half and half. You could also use milk for this if you're looking for a lighter alternative, and continue to cook this over medium-low heat until it starts to simmer and it'll start to thicken up. Once it gets to the texture of whipping cream, add 1 cup of Romano cheese and stir that until it's melted. And then you're going to season the sauce using a little bit of salt and pepper, about a 1/4 teaspoon of each, but that's completely up to you. And now we get to add the seafood. You need about 1.5 pounds total of seafood. I used a combination of shrimp and scallop here. I put the uncooked shrimp and scallop in the sauce, stirred it around until the shrimp was pink and the scallops were done, and I also added another cup or so of milk just to thin the sauce out. You need a sauce that can be easily poured and that's easily stirred. If you're using uncooked seafood, once your seafood is cooked, your sauce is done. But because I was using additional cooked seafood, I added it just before it was time to assemble lasagna. I added some imitation crab legs as well as some cooked shrimp that I had on hand. So your total amount of seafood is going to be about 1.5 pounds, but that's up to you, of course, how much you want to use. Now to prepare your pan, grease a 9 by 13 inch baking dish. Put about 1/4 cup of the sauce in the bottom. Just try to keep some of the seafood out of it so it's not lumpy on the bottom. And then add your cooked lasagna noodles. You will need about 10 lasagna noodles in total. I put 3 1/3 lasagna noodles in the bottom. And then you're going to add about 1/3 of the sauce, including some of that seafood, and spread it over the bottom layer. Now for each layer, I like to add some shredded mozzarella and some shredded parmesan cheese as well. So there's about 1/3 cup of parmesan cheese and 1/3 cup of mozzarella cheese that I added to that layer. And I also add approximately 1/3 cup of spinach. This is frozen spinach that's been defrosted and then squeezed dry to remove all the water. And I just kind of sprinkle it around, but that is completely up to you, of course, that's optional. Add another layer of lasagna noodles and then the second third of that sauce. Keep in mind, you try to scoop out all the seafood chunks and put them in the middle 2 layers so that the bottom layer and the top layer of sauce will have fewer pieces of seafood and will be mostly liquid sauce. That second layer, I put spinach as well, but I didn't add any extra cheese, but that's up to you. You can add cheese on that layer as well. And then top it with a layer of noodles, the remaining sauce, and then a little bit more cheese, another 1/3 cup of mozzarella, and another 1/3 cup of shredded parmesan. And bake this at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's brown and hot and bubbly. This is delicious. It's a wonderful cheesy sauce. I love Romano cheese, so this is one of my favorites. Now on your screen is another recipe that I've made before that uses pasta and fish. In this case, it's tuna. They are fried tuna stuffed jumbo shells, and there's also a very nice simple marinara sauce that I make in this video as well. So if you want to check it out, click on the link right on your screen. If you can't do that, click on the link in the description box. And as always, thank you for watching, and thumbs up make me happy. Bye-bye.